Hi viewers, today we are going to see protein and amino acid. So myself Dr. S. David Tamaraj, working as assistant professor in Department of Chemistry, St. Joseph College of Arts and Science, Kadalur, Tamil Nadu. So what is meant by protein? So nowadays proteins are essential constituent for all living cells. So they are a complex containing nitrogenous group with high molecular weight. It consists of a large number of amino acids connected together with a special bond known as peptide bond. So it connected to a peptide bond. The difference between protein and carbohydrate is that protein contain nitrogen in addition to carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. They perform diverse biological functions in living organisms. Example, hemoglobin carries oxygen in blood. All protein yield amino acid upon complete hydrolysis. So when come to amino acids, so amino acids are the building block of proteins. So in amino acid, it contains two groups. One is called as carboxylic group and another is called as amino group. It with the alpha carbon. So one amino group and carboxyl groups with alpha carbon. And also has a different side group, that is R group, that gives each amino acid as a unique characteristic. So the R group changes, so the property also will get changes. So general structure of alpha amino acid. The amino acids are classified into four types. So first one type is non-polar. So non-polar R group side chain will be a hydrocarbon. Second type is polar group. The R group contains has maybe alcohol, sulfhydryl or amide group. Another one basic group contain amino group, NH2 group. Another one is fourth type is acidic group, acid group. So four amino acids are classified into four types. So with examples we are going to see non-polar amino acid. So here the R group, I already told last slide we have seen that R non-polar contain only hydrocarbon. Here the R group has hydrogen, alkyl. So these are alkyl group and aromatic. Okay, glycines, alanine. So these glycines have only hydrogen group. Alanine has a methyl group. Phenylalanine has a phenyl group. These are comes under non-polar amino acids. Second type, polar amino acid. So polar amino acid has a group where our group are alcohol, thiol or amide. So with the examples, as in serine, it has contain OH group, side chain OH group, and for triosine it has phenyl with the OH group, and cysteine we have thiol group, and asparagine we have amide group. So these are comes under polar group. Next, third and fourth type, acidic and basic group. So amino acid are classified as acidic where R group is a carboxylic acid, another R group is an amine. So acidic amino acid is going to the functional group, the side chain group should be an acid group, aspartic acid and glutamic acid. For basic amino acid, histidine is an NH group. Lysine also it has NH group. Arginine also it has NH2. This come under basic amino acid. According to the Fischer-Tropsch formula for amino acid, all amino acid except glycine are chiral. So chiral means optically active compound. So except glycine, all amino acids are optically active compound. So it has stereoisomers. In biological system, only L amino acids are used in proteins. If you see for alanine, so two type L alanine and D alanine. So L alanine only goes used for biological system. Likewise, cysteine also L cysteine. Only L type amino acids only used in protein. Next we are going to see amino acid structure, zwitter ions. So when come to the structure of amino acids, here we are going to see the zwitter ions, that is a dipolar ion. So amino acids generally are non-volatile crystalline solid which melt with decomposed at fairly high temperature. It is insoluble in non-polar solvent, example benzene, but fairly soluble in polar solvent like water. They are practically a neutral substance. So their spectra do not give a characteristic band of NH2 and COH group. If you run the spectra for this amino acid, it does not show NH2 peak and COH band. The name zwitter derived from the German word which means hybrid. Zwitter ion is a hybrid molecule containing positive and negative ionic group. Positive and a negative ionic group. In amino acid there are two groups attached. One is called as NH2 group and a COH group are being present in the same molecule, can interact to form a salt-like structure. So how it forms a salt-like structures? So that is carboxylic acid group. The acid group on the amino acid transfer the acid hydrogen to the amino group on the same amino acid. So you see means it transfer hydrogen to the amino group. So what happens? It becomes a negative charge CO minus, and a nitrogen group will become a positive charge. So it forms one positive charge and one negative charge. So we call this as inner salt. So these inner salt are also called zwitter ion. So non-zwitter ion C will become zwitter ion, transfer of proton, transfer of hydrogen to the amino group. So it form a zwitter ion. We call inner salt or amphophthalates or dipolar ion. So zwitter ions are otherwise called as dipolar ion amphophthalates. So how it can be confirmed? So by normal spectra, the NH2 and the COH group does not show any band. So how we can confirm by zwitter ion? So zwitter ion is confirmed by higher absorption, a peak around 1600 and 1400 centimeter due to CO minus stretching. This type of stretching shows 1600 and 1400 stretching, whereas the NH3 plus absorption bands at 3000 to 2500 centimeters. So by this higher spectrum we can confirm it forms a zwitter ions. Next we come to isoelectric point. So in isoelectric point, each amino acid has a characteristic pH at which it carries both positive and negative charge and exit as zwitter ions. Last slide we have seen a zwitter ion. So it carries both positive and negative charge. So both positive and negative charge and exit as zwitter ions. pH at which amino acid exit as the zwitter ion, that is neutral, and carries no net charge. Thus a molecule is electrically neutral. So at a particular pH, what happens? The amino acid exit as zwitter ions and carries no net charge. So this molecule is electrically neutral. So isoelectric point Pi value can be calculated by taking the average pK value corresponding to the ionospheric group. I am taking simple examples. So amino acid, so zwitter ion. So what happens if we increase the pH? I am adding base. So in alkaline medium, what happen means in a strong alkaline mediums, what happen? It undergo deprotonation in amino group. So it undergo deprotonation amino group and form a negative ions See elaborately, amino acid, as it behaves as an acid, amino acid. Why it behaves as means in strongly alkaline condition a negative ion form. So with the mechanism, so these bitter ions, what happen? It undergo deprotonations. So amino acid behave as an acid. It behaves as an acid. Why means it remove of protons. Okay, it gives proton. So it behaves as an acid. What happen? The NH3 ion loses a proton. So it loses a proton to form a negative ion. So it forms an amino acid in alkali medium. It behaves as an acid. Why? It decreases the pH. At low pH, what happens? It undergoes protonations. So C means in strongly acidic condition, what happens? A positive ion form. So what happens in a acidic condition? An amino acid behaves as a base. An amino acid behaves as a base. So it to take, that is protonated, take hydrogen in acidic condition, take hydrogen from acid. Okay, so undergoing protonation. So an amino acid behaves as a base. So addition of hydrogen. So amino acid behaves as a base. The CO ions gain a proton. So when you decrease the pH, what happens? Amino acid behaves as a base. When we increase the pH, what happens? Amino acid behaves as an acid. Okay. So how, by using different pH, how we can undergo this type of reactions? So how can we see? By electrophoresis method, we can clearly see the mixture of amino acid travel, whether it moves towards the negative charge or moves towards the positive charge, depend upon the pH of the solution, pH of the buffer solutions. So protein have an overall pH, isolatory point, that depends on the net of acidity, basicity, and also polar and non-polar group of the side chain. The difference in isolatory point can be used for separating protein on a solid phase permeated with liquid. Different amino acids migrate at different rate depending on the isolatory point and on the pH of aqueous buffer. Okay, so when you use the buffer solutions, depending upon the isolatory point of the amino acid, depends upon the side chain, it undergo towards a cathode or towards the anode. So with the examples I am going to here, and by taking analysis of amino acid by electrophoresis, the amino acid can be separated according to the isolatory point by electrophoresis. So I am placing a mixture at 0. The mixture to be calcium deposit at 0. Here I am applying electric field. So what happened? The amino acid 1 and 2 migrate differently. How it happens? So 1 migrates towards the anode and 2 migrates towards the cathodes. When you apply electric field at a particular pH buffer, what happens? The amino acid, mixture of amino acid undergo migrations. So amino acid having value of isolatory point greater than pH. Listen, amino acids having value of isolatory point greater than pH of electrophoresis buffer have a positive overall charge. See here, for argin, so amino acid having a value of isolatory point greater than pH of the electrophoresis buffer having have a positive overall charge. See, positive, here also positive overall charge. So this positive charge will migrate towards the negative electrode. See, they undergoes towards the negative electrode. In the same way for aspartate. So 3 mixture we are adding: arginine, alanine, aspartate. So amino acid having value of isoelectric less than that of the buffer. Amino acid having value of isoelectric point less than the buffer pH have a rather negative overall, see, CO minus, CO minus. So this one is a major, have a rather negative overall charges. They migrate towards the positive electrode at a particular pH 6. So these two amino acid, arginine moves towards the negative electrode, that is cathode. Aspartate amino acid moves towards the positive electrode, that is anode. So alanine remain as in the middle. So why it form in the middle? How we are calculating the isoelectric point? So and come with example with the alanine. So CH3 CH COH. So there are two ionosable group. One is called as alpha carboxyl group and alpha amino group. So these two ionosable groups has pK values. That is, for amino group pK value is 9.69. For carboxylic, this hydrogen for pK value is 2.34. So we need divide this pH values. So 2.34 plus 9.69 divided by 2 will give 12.03 by 2 is 6.02 is the ionization potential for alanine. So it forms a neutral Ziegler ions. At 6.02 it forms a neutral charge Ziegler ions. It forms a neutral charge Ziegler ions. So some examples discuss here. For aspartic acid, it contains acidic amino acid group. For aspartic acid, so there are two acid groups. For alpha carboxylic acid, so pK 1.88 and alpha amino group pK is 9.60. The side chain acid group, it has a side chain acid group, its pK value is 3.65. Okay. So for PA, for isoelectric point means where it get the neutral charge, the Ziegler ions. At what particular isoelectric point it will undergo a neutral charge. Where it happens means between 1.88 and 3.65 it forms a Ziegler 1.88 and 3.65. So that's why we are dividing 1.68 plus 3.65 divided by 2, 2.77. So isoelectric point for aspartic acid is 2.77. With the neutral molecule, alanine already discussed. With neutral molecule alanine we are getting 6.01. For basic amino acid group lysine, so here what happened, alpha amino carboxylic acid hydrogen, the pK will have pK 2.18. Alpha amino group pK 8.95. Side chain amino group have pK 10.53. So here the isoelectric point to form a neutral charge, where it forms a Ziegler ion at between 8.95 10.5. So in between the isoelectric formed. So at a particular pH 8.95 plus 10.53 divided by 2 gives 9.74. So this table for amino acid for different pK, pK1, pK2, pK3, different side chain group does. Now I am going to discuss with aspartic acid. So elaborately we are going to discuss how the isoelectric point getting 2.77. I am taking this aspartic acid. So in aspartic acid there are 3 groups is there, 2 hydrogen group and amino group. So for alpha carboxylic acid the pK value is 1.88. Alpha amino group usually 9.68, and the side chain group acid group having pKa 3.65. Okay. So for this aspartic acid, the net charge will be +1 charge. The net charge will be, see, it has only +1 charge. So when you increase pH around 1.88, what happened? This alpha carboxylic hydrogen will get ionized. So when you increase a pH around 1.88, what happened? It remove the hydrogens ionized, the alpha carboxylic acid hydrogen getting ionized. So and form here NH3 plus CO2 minus and CH2CH. So if you see here, what happened before pH, what happened? The net charge is +1. After increase in the pH 1.88, what we are getting? The value, net charge value is 0. So here also before increase in the pH, the net charge is +1. After increase in the pH, what happened? 1.88, the net charge is 0. So both are 50-50 ratios. So next, when both are 50-50 ratio, so when you increase the pH around 3.65, so for side chain it has acid group. So when you increase a pH 3.65, what happened? This 50% deuterium neutral charge undergo ionizable. This hydrogen will undergo ionization to form a NH3 plus CO2 minus and a CH2 CO2 minus. So here the net charges, this will undergo cancel out each other, plus charge minus cancel out each other, only negative charge. So -1 negative charge is there. So if you see here, for 50% deuterium, this neutral molecule, what happened? When you increase the pH, the removal of proton from side chain group, acid group, so it form a -1 negative charge. -1 negative charge. Further on increasing the pH towards 9.68, what happened? It undergo deprotonations. So when you increase the pH 9.68, what happened? The removal of hydrogen from NH3. Okay. It undergo removal of hydrogens to form NH2 CO2 minus CH2 CO2 minus. So it has 2 negative charge, so the net charge will be -2. So overall, we see here, so where the neutral form happen, where the deuterium happen. So between pH 1.88 and 3.65 only, what happen? It undergo neutral form. The net charge is 0, deuterium. So if you increase pH, what happen? 50% +1 charge and 50% deuterium neutral charge. And further on increasing pH, what happen? This undergo 100%. This undergo 100% neutral charge. This undergo -1. So if we take isoelectric point of a particular pH, so between these two only it form an isoelectric point. Here plus charge minus undergo neutralization. So between these two only the pH isoelectric point forms. So that's why we are taking 1.88 plus 3.65 divided by 2 is equal to 2.7. At a particular pH 2.77, it form a neutral form, that is deuterium form a neutral form. For example, histidine. So in histidine, so in structure we have seen +2 charge, so the net charge is +2. So for alpha carboxylic acid, increase pH 1.80, what happened? This acid undergo ionization, so removal of hydrogen, it form NH3 plus CHCO minus CH2 and further this one. When increasing the pH around 6.04, so there 6.0, what happened? This secondary amine undergo deprotonated. This enzyme undergo deprotonated. So removal of proton to form a NH3 plus CH, CH2, CO minus and further group. So the net charge, what happen if we increase the pH 1.80, the net charge plus 2, so getting decreases to plus 1 charge. Okay. So further on increasing the pH, what happen? The net charge, removal of hydrogen from the amine group, what happen? The net charge become 0. The net charge become 0. So further on increasing the pH 9.33, the removal of deprotonated from amino group, what happens? It become minus 1 charge. See, it has only 1 charge, minus 1. So where the deuterion form, where will be the isoelectric point? So here we see this only 50% plus 2 charge, 50% plus 1 charge, and further increasing, what happen? 50% plus 1 charge, 50% 0 charge, and further increasing, what happen? This one become 100% 0 charge and it will become minus 1 charge. So the isoelectric point for histidine is between pH 6.04 and pH 9.3. So we are going to add these two. So 6.04 plus 9.3 divided by 2, we are getting 7.69. So it is, if you see pH isoelectric point for histidine, it is close to the physiological pH. So it is close to the physiological pH. So for best buffer condition, the pKa plus or minus 1 is equal to pH. So most of the amino acid using, we can use histidine as a buffer solutions. Thank you.